Shalom, Israel, Lola Tov. All right, just got through doing a video, doing a quick wrap-up summary of Israelite, strange, and the heathen, the biblical Gentile, what's the situation in the Bible. So we just got done with that. I see a lot of disgruntled Israelites, so let me go ahead and address the situation. I'm going to follow it back with screenshots from Daniel. It's going to have time, date stamps. We was told that we can't come and keep the feast with y'all. If y'all did or didn't know that Daniel told me that, I'm going to send you proof. And so you can have an understanding. So the whole issue is, it's not stuff as doctrine changes, because nobody teaches that Joseph is the father. We don't teach reincarnation, just new revelation. Because at the end of the day, we just did about a 20-hour video series, right? Explaining the Gentiles, the strangers, the aliens, the foreigner, all that. Can Israel have heathens that's at the Passover? You know what I'm saying? The answer conditionally is yes, but it has to be purchased by money, and it has to be of the heathen nation, and it has to be circumcised. And y'all know for a fact that the heathens that are in y'all Passover this year and past years are not purchased by money and are not your slaves. They are brought to there as your ribs, all right? So again, yeah, y'all are off for that. New Revelation reveals that. We've been in talks with a lot of the elders about that from behind the scenes. But you know, if like I know as Daniel, he wants to know what do we teach the congregation. Even though we might come across something that might not sound right or might be harsh, the question or the end always wind up being, what do we teach the congregation? So let me digress from that. So we had the heathens in the Passover. Y'all know from the past, because this is a group who know Daniel, and I know this assembly, and we can't lie to each other. You had Muslims who don't even have the faith of Messiah according to the scriptures, right? That can sing at Passover. Y'all know, and we ain't got to lie, that y'all had people working that are Israelites, whether they Jacob without knowledge or Israel walking in the blessing, and his family members, hired helps to work on the Sabbath, the high holy Sabbath, the Passover, right? For money. That's off. There should be no servile work done. So you have people being paid, heathens at Passover, right? And Muslims singing who don't have the faith of our God, our Bible, or nothing. Then the part that came up about Ish and Little Bit, right? So I will apologize for this. I could have said it without saying the names, so I take that back, and I apologize for that. Whether you accept it or not, I don't know. But the fact is this, nonetheless, your son is a sodomite, all right? That's your confession a little bit, and you know what I'm saying? That's the understanding that we all know. You know what I'm saying? Now, we all hope that he can come to the knowledge and come out of that. Ain't no hate toward the brother. And when did truth become the new hate speech? Because the Galatians tells us, have I become your enemy because I told you the truth? So the only way that I could be wrong about saying something about your son is if he is not a sodomite or a homosexual, however you want to call it. Because at the end, we claim we keep these commandments, and the judgments are not going away. See, Daniel and them don't teach that. The judgments are not going. We know that he should actually been put to death for that, but we know he has grace and hopefully a chance to get it right and come out of it. That's my prayer. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no hate towards your family, and I'm not coming at your family. But I will apologize to your family because maybe I shouldn't have put that. No, I ain't gonna say maybe. I shouldn't have put your name out there. I could have said you had a sodomite there, right? So, and I didn't put his name Puff out there. I just read you put that out there. But you know what? For your sake, I can probably even either edit that out or take the whole video down. For your sake a little bit, and for Ish. You know what I'm saying? I can do that. You know what I'm talking about? That's not even no big deal. Because enough people have seen it, and enough people already know, and they can go back to the radio show and hear it, or Shebrew, that sex on the Sabbath, heathens at Passover, Muslims who don't believe can come and sing and partake. You are hiring servile work to work on Passover. And you got, homosexuals at the Passover. Then also, I have other Israelites that told me other things that were said, but because I don't want to put no more names out there, I'm not. But everything that that I talked about in that video is on point, scripture, and he is going off. Y'all complaining about me being messy, calling me a follower of Malachi. I don't worry about that. They talked about Christ. The coldest lesson my grandmama ever taught me was born in 1908, right? Older than all y'all in this thread and on this book. Told me if they talked about Jesus Christ, they sure gonna talk about you. And the Bible tells you, rejoice for those who talk bad about you or persecute you for the name of the Messiah. Because at the end of the day, y'all was all knowing that's wrong. Y'all knowing this ain't Daniel Passover. This ain't y'all Passover. This is the Lord's Passover. And if Christ didn't deny the Sadducees, the Pharisees, the Zealots, Sicaries, the Messianic, the non-Messianic, those who believed in Zeus, all those guys who came out of Acts chapter 2 from under heaven, he didn't deny nobody entrance into the Passover because of doctrine, right? Because you're trying to say that because of AOI poison, and I'm going to send those pictures, AOI poison, right? I'm not allowed to come to class or no feast, as if you own the Lord's feast from Daniel. And then y'all ride that. So furthermore, y'all cats are going off. Now, I will address the situation that you brought up about my son, my stepson, right? Which is, I call him my son, but he's my stepson, right? So, sure enough, he's in jail right now for a charge of murder of the 2-year-old baby. It was on the news. You can't hide it. But what y'all don't know is the dynamics of the case. So I'll give you this much, because the case is still open and pending, I'm not going to talk too much about it. Only thing I'm going to tell you is what they already know, is that my son was not home when that baby passed away. My son got called by the people who was at the house when the baby passed away, that they put to sleep, and the baby died. So that's all I'm going to say on that. So my son has not been convicted of murder. My stepson has not been convicted of murder, right? So again, y'all showing hypocrisy again. Y'all didn't even heard the whole matter, and y'all level charges. Typical Daniel Solomon students and followers. And y'all talk about me. Leveling the charge. Y'all convicted my son of murder before he even had a trial, before his peers. He ain't even brought before the Sanhedrin yet. You hear me? But that's okay. It's all good. But you know enough. He has been charged. He is incarcerated. But guess what? My son didn't attend Passover. So you still can't level a charge of what I'm talking about. Sex on the Sabbath, heathens at Passover, sodomites at Passover, servile hired help at Passover. And then you act like you own the Most High's feast to tell people they can't come because they don't believe doctrine the same way you do. And you're off. So if we're going to stick to topic and ask that I go off, according to script, you can't show it. Can I prove that you went off according to script? I just ran it. So with that, just under 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 30 seconds, and some extras. A little bit, and Ish, I apologize to y'all. I will say that because I didn't have to put y'all name out there. I didn't. And so I did not technically come from your family, but I did. So I can apologize for that. And if you require for me to take that video down, you tell me, right? Because you could have shown me a level up or a vibration higher than what you played. Because if you felt I did you wrong in going public, and you felt that was such an error, then what you could have did is show me a better way to do it. And just call me. You got my number. You got my number. Ish got my number. We could have met up, chopped it up, or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? And I could have took it down. But I use this, and I hope you use this, or I could post this on my channel and issue this out as a public apology for saying your name and your husband name. And I ain't use your real government name. I said a little bit, and maybe I said your first name a little bit, but not your whole name. So your nickname a little bit and your husband nickname Ish, right? And I didn't say your son name at all. So again, I can apologize for that, but am I lying? If he's that, then I'm still not wrong. If he is in the vibration of homosexuality, then I'm not wrong. Because the homosexual would have had no place at Passover because he would have been put to death. Even at the time of Christ, right? So let's just keep it real. Shalom.